Today the dogs are going to join us, and I'm going to talk about Genius Foods, I think. And this costume is quite lovely, but and it's easy to wear while cooking dinner too, because I did that. Now it came with this, which I think is supposed to be for this, but this is not long enough to put around one's head. So honestly, I don't know what this is for. So I'm not wearing it because I don't know what to do with it. Down. So I made, I shouldn't have reached across like that. I made James chili and kale juice, carrot juice, but I'd run the kale through first so the carrot's rose color, because it's like mixed with it has some kale in it. So, I'll show you what I'm doing. So earlier today, I made these treats, so I put the parchment in, and I could just lift them out like this, but, so I didn't have to put the parchment in, but I do anyway. I put it on anyway, just in case, because I don't want it, I haven't had it ever stick to the pan, but I just don't, it doesn't matter. I reuse this over and over, it's fine. So I made, it's mostly carrot pulp and beet pulp, and then there's some cucumber pulp in there too. And I put graham crackers in this time because, we'll see, I had it, graham cracker crunch, and peanut butter. Let's see what they think of that. So, that just makes it easy as pie. Want one? They're kind of thick, I know. I didn't cut them up thin enough. Oops, sorry. They were just eating carrots inside. Do I need six? Keep forgetting. Okay, so I'll set that there. And, I should take my garlic. No, you guys are going to be polite, Elvis. Or I'm going to put you back in. Elvis just does whatever he wants. Hi. I should have had some of this first.
Jump. 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 Elvis. Jump. Sorry, Chris.
I didn't do that very well. I put her treat right at your feet, and now she's chewing on it at your feet.
Elvis. Elvis.
No.
Has he messed up already, or?
Mm-mm.
Because Elvis.
He could pick one of the ones over here. He's just too excited to actually eat.
He wants to.
He wants to be running around and doing silly
yeah.
things.
Yeah. Hey, guy.
Paris and Opie are eating their treats. And now Amfred is too. And now Angel is too. So, I don't know where Elvis's treat went. I guess I could put another one out. There you go. Because one of them disappeared somewhere. I don't know where.
Elvis.
getting a lot of shiny around my eyes. It's hard to... Do you ever get that?
Get what?
Where you see shiny mirror around? Shiny?
Okay. You mean like in your field of vision? Something that maybe looks like a window pane?
Shiny. Like,
Elvis! Okay, what?
I don't know, like light coming back at, like, so you can't see, it looks shiny around the outside.
Elvis?
You settle down. No, not up here, down there. Everyone else is eating and you're still running around like a fool. Elvis! Eat.
When I had to take hydromorphone like 7 years ago, I get things that look like panes of glass, curved.
Shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like light coming through a pane of glass.
Yeah, I
Like
think that's
with,
okay.
No, that was a strong medication. Hey, Elvis! A strong medication.
You settle down.
So what are you taking?
Coffee, I think.
Okay.
I drank coffee while we were at the dealership. Yeah, I don't think I can drink coffee.
Elvis?
I gotta really settle down and eat properly. Well, I'm doing well tonight. Guess you just look at it meal by meal and try to do better.
Elvis? Elvis!
Well, they definitely like graham cracker crumbs in their protein bars.
Well,
Opie ate almost his whole bar.
yeah. Paris. Angel.
Angel ate quite a bit too. Look at,
That's amazing.
yeah. How'd Paris do on hers?
Strong.
You ate it all? Good job.
Or that's Elvis's over there to the left. Barely looked at it. Elvis?
How's the chili?
That's great.
Throwing my cutlery at the dogs. I think you have a kale spile going on.
Right there.
Do you want me to lick my finger and rub it off? It doesn't matter.
Yeah. A little bit better.
A little bit better.
Yeah, it was hard to get down.
So, I read this a while ago, but I haven't talked about it yet. Genius Foods by Max Lagavere. And
Yeah, my funny name.
he's a very handsome young man.
That's the one.
TV personality, health and science journalist.
Elvis.
Anyway, he wrote it with an MD, but I don't know how much input the MD would have. Anyway,
I bet you the MD actually wrote. They're just using this guy's name and thing.
I don't know. But this guy's a journalist, so
Journalists don't know.
they do research. Sometimes I like reading books by journalists. They're usually they're written well.
Exactly. So
They're easy to read. You follow right along, and
that's what they know.
one morning you
That's
get the book done. And then he put together, it's a good endnotes section. So, I mean,
well, I'll be the doctor.
well, maybe. But what I like to do is look through the notes. You can, I mean, I don't know if I can suggest photocopying the notes, because that might be illegal, right? I don't know.
Not if it. How long are the notes?
Not that long, a few
Just
pages.
find out.
Okay.
Okay, 372. And what number is on here? Okay, check. 350, 72 is 22 pages. Okay, so how long's the whole book?
Well, that's it. That's the answer. So 72. Can you...
Well, include the index to it then.
88.
Yeah. You'd be able to photocopy that. I think you'd be able to photocopy 10% of that.
Okay, so if you photocopy the endnotes, then while you're reading, you can go through, and if you have run across something that you're like, oh, I should look that up, then you can highlight it on your endnotes really quickly. And then that way you're actually, because you don't know if this guy actually knows what he's read very well, right? It's good to check things out for yourself. So, anyway.
Very smart.
Well, she can take one of the other dog's treats.
Maybe she doesn't want to. Maybe she thinks there's even better.
Anyway.
It's funny.
Page 25. When you sip EVOO, you notice spicy feeling in your throat. That's a compound called oleocanthal, a phenol that stimulates our body's repair mechanisms. EVOO blocks an enzyme in fatty tissue called fatty acid synthase, which creates fat out of excess carbs. 1 tablespoon contains 10% of the RDA of vitamin E. Are my lips still blue?
Not as much. So.
Good.
Are you
I must
feeling
be
a bit
getting better. Well, I have the shiny thing going on, but I don't feel as nauseated as I did yesterday, and so maybe my blood's starting to flow back through my veins. I'm still really cold, though. It's not cold out here. Page 33, polyunsaturated fats, omega-3 and omega-6, 2 types of omega-3, eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. EPA and DHA. I don't know why I wrote those out so that I could stumble over them while I was trying to read them. I don't know. These fats found in wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, krill, some algae. Polyunsaturated fats are highly vulnerable to oxidation. Oxidation leads to inflammation and damages cellular structures and DNA. Intact polyunsaturated fat, fresh in whole food, come with fat-guarding antioxidants like vitamin E. 36. After one polyunsaturated oil-rich meal, circulating markers of fat oxidation skyrocketed by about 50% in young people. Arteries become instantly stiffer and less responsive to the demands of exercise after a polyunsaturated oil-rich meal. 47. The brain's myelin sheath is rich in both polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fat. Monounsaturated fat are chemically stable. Avocado oil, macadamia nuts, wild salmon, beef are 50% monounsaturated fat. 50. Saturated fat can magnify the negative effects of a high-carb, low-nutrient diet. A combination of carbs and fat in a meal can induce a temporary state of insulin resistance, increased inflammation, and fat storage. Fruit is mostly pure carb and fiber. Animal products are usually pure fat and protein, besides dairy, which has sugars. Veg are usually free of fat. High circulating fats measured after a high-carb diet, not high-fat diet. Most circulating fat is produced in the liver in response to carbs, lipogenesis. You know what? I don't eat, like, if I eat sugar, it's bad. If I eat saturated fat, oh, it's bad. So I don't know. I can't have either.
Paris?
53. Main oil in diet should be VOO, Genius Food number 1. Page 55. Lutein and zeaxanthin, in particular, linked with greater neural efficiency and crystallized intelligence, the ability to use the learned skill and knowledge acquired over life. Carotenoids speed up brain, eat with fat. 67. Starch starts to break down in sugar in your mouth, amylase in saliva. Sugar from stomach reaches bloodstream in 10 minutes. Circulating plasma, 5 liters of blood, contain 1 teaspoon of sugar at any given time. 68. Glycation, glucose bonds to protein or surface of a cell, causing damage. Any food that increases blood sugar has the potential to increase glycation. 69. He suggests you pick whatever rice you prefer, white or brown, since brown isn't a great source of fiber or micronutrients anyhow. They have virtually identical glycemic indexes and loads. And I underline virtually because I've talked about virtually before, and when I see it, alarm bells go off. Because virtual reality is not reality. And virtually does not mean almost there or whatever. It means not in fact. So then it gets me to question everything. When somebody uses that word, I question everything that they've written, not just the phrase that they've put in the book that uses that. I make note of it, and then I go, ooh, can I trust Max Lugavere at all? And then I have to look at the notes very carefully, the endnotes, the material.
Did you say you put that in brackets, virtual?
I underline it and star it.
That's
like
good.
I really hate
bracket and
people using that word. It makes me mistrust them immediately. Anyway, glycation equals glucose exposure times time, slow glycation by avoiding oxidized oil. 70. Advanced glycation and product ages are gerontotoxins associated with inflammation and oxidative stress. Ages proportional to blood glucose level. 71.
Age, right? Geron, that root.
Okay. Dr. Agnes Fluel study for every 0.6% increase in hemoglobin A1C measure of average blood sugar over 3 months. 2 fewer words were recalled on a verbal memory test. Those with higher A1Cs had less volume in the hippocampus. 73. Cataracts could be created in as little as 90 days in lab animals by keeping their blood sugar high. Diabetics are 5 times more likely to develop cataracts. Ages created in any dry, high heat cooking like barbecue, processed meat. Plants contain fewer ages, however cooked. 74. Only 10 to 30% of exogenous ages get absorbed into your body. Polyphenols and fiber plants can also neutralize these aging toxins before they're able to make it into your system. Roasted chicken is full of ages. A heaping plate of dark leafy greens might minimize the impact. 75. Sugar spikes dopamine, reward neurotransmitter. Rats prefer sugar over cocaine. They also like cocaine. Rodents are all id, given to cravings. Fructose promotes its own consumption. When rats fed same amount of glucose versus fructose, glucose induced satiety. Fructose made them eat even more. Fructose might cause overeating. 77. In liver, fructose induced lipogenesis. Fructose is most efficient at stimulating lipogenesis. 113% increase in liver fat with fructose compared to 59% increase with glucose.
Kiss you.
I don't know if I can have either. 78. Consuming fat leads to a short post-meal triglyceride spike, but not as much lipogenesis as with fructose. High fructose diet impairs plasticity of rat brains, reduces ability to heal after brain injury. 80. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease associated with cognitive deficits, increased Alzheimer's. 70-80% of obese individuals have that. 10 to 15% of normal weight, increased sugar diet. I was writing there. 81. Fructose impairs its own absorption, but when left in the gut, it can create bloating, cramps, IBS symptoms. High intestinal fructose concentration interferes with tryptophan absorption. We must get tryptophan amino acid from our diet. It's direct precursor to serotonin. Concentrated fructose pokes holes in gut lining, causes systemic inflammation, induces depression and anxiety. This only happens with processed fructose, not in whole fruit. 83. Typically, fruit isn't naturally available year-round, but thanks to shipping, we can eat high-sugar fruit every day, preparing us for a winter that never comes. 89. Genius food number 3, blueberries. They contain lots of flavonoids, class of polyphenols. Most of the flavonoids in blueberry are anthocyanins, which cross the blood-brain barrier. These anthocyanins accumulate in the hippocampus. But grains in their most commonly consumed form spike blood sugar as effectively as table sugar. He doesn't say refined, but that's what it would be, right? Alphys, you need to stop that. Age-related macular degeneration may be a form of diabetes of the eye. Ketones boost BDNF, neuroprotective protein. Low-carb diet decreases insulin secretion. Wild salmon increases FOXO3, maintains stem cell pools. 101. When amyloid is glycated, it becomes stickier. 103. Measure sensitivity to insulin. HOMA-IR. Fasting glucose, milligrams per DI. I really need to take better notes. Times fasting insulin divided by 4 or 5. Optimal HOMA-IR is under 1. Over 2.75 is considered resistant. 80% of Alzheimer's patients are resistant. U.S. landmass, 15% wheat, 50% plus soy and corn, 5% veg. Veg should cover half our plates. 115. Genius food number 4, dark chocolate. Cocoa flavonoids reverse cognitive aging and improves insulin sensitivity, vascular function. Make sure the cocoa hasn't been processed with alcohol.
What is that?
I don't know.
Let's see.
It's just my notes. I'll have to look it up again. Must be at least 85% dark chocolate. 120. In 2010, Dr. Ronald Crouse concluded there is no significant evidence for concluding that dietary saturated fat is associated with an increased risk of heart disease or CVD, vascular disease. Saturated fat increased blood cholesterol levels, but this guy doesn't believe it causes HD, heart disease. I use a lot of abbreviations. Sometimes it's hard for me to remember what they are.
I think the dogs and I better go in. Elvis is starting to get a little bit...
126. The average person creates the equivalent of 4 egg yolks worth of cholesterol in their bodies daily. 131. Make your liver an LDL recycling superstar. Eliminate processed grain. Eat more EVOL. Lower added saturated fat. Load up on a on fibrous veggies. Eliminate alcohol. Intermittent fasting boosts LDL recycling. Increase carb, lower fat. LDL particles damaged by either oxidation or bonding of sugar molecules. Once damaged, liver has a tough time recognizing it for recycling. The damaged LDL remains in the bloodstream. When the liver has carbs, alcohol, or toxins to digest, it doesn't prioritize LDL recycling. LDL particles then penetrate vessel wall and adhesion molecules are released to get to the injury site. Pro-inflammatory cytokines are released, which alert immune system to the damaged site. The immune cells stick together to form a foam cell over the injury site. When multiple foam cells connect, they create a fatty streak, which may become a plaque. Atherosclerosis only in artery. 134. Nitrate-rich foods expand arteries. Arugula has most. Beets, butter, leaf lettuce, spinach, greens, broccoli, Swiss chard have lots. They boost cognitive function. Lipopolysaccharide, LPS, also known as bacterial endotoxin, is typically kept in the intestine. Sometimes LPS seeps through. LDL cholesterol may be sent to areas antimicrobial and end up in LPS binding proteins, docking sites, where they can soak up LPS. When the liver senses that LPS has entered circulation via inflammation signaling, it increases LDL production. To bind and neutralize it, a chronically leaky gut may increase LDL through the roof. Once LDL binds with LPS, the endotoxin may affect the liver's ability to dispose of these particles. Some cardiologists believe HT originates this way. Heart disease. Consume lots of fiber. Eat lots of probiotic foods. Get lots of polyphenols. And he recommends coffee. Eliminate sugar, especially fructose, he says. Agave syrup is 90% fructose. High fructose corn syrup is 55% fructose. So he doesn't think agave is good at all. Sugar increases intestinal permeability. Eliminate wheat and processed food from diet. Gluten can expand the pores in gut lining. This effect may be magnified by low fiber diets and additives common in processed food. 138. Statins lower LDL but do not reduce the proportion of small LDL, the problem. Statins can increase small LDL proportion. Cholesterol is required by the brain. Statins lower CoQ10. Statins double risk of getting type 2 diabetes. Increased chance of gaining weight. I can say, yeah, they make you gain weight and they make you really, really tired, because based on all of my family, they don't like being on them. Cholesterol is required by brain. Statins lower, I already said that. Lower carb and polyunsaturated fat consumption. Eat all the coconut and omelets you want, according to him. 143, genius food number 5, eggs. 148, when liver runs out of stored sugar, liver disassembles